Okay. Let's talk about interview prep. Interview prep isn't about giving the candidate the answers to the test. It's about giving them the test outline, the expectations, and the grading system proactively and transparently. This message is for job seekers to help prepare you for interviews, and I'll give you a way to pressure test, but it's also a clear message to hiring managers and recruiters. Let's think about this. Let's take university as an example. You ever had a pop quiz? Sure. But it was within the course you were taking, which means you had some context. You knew what subject you were being tested on. Interviews aren't like that. Most of the time, candidates walk in with zero context, but the hiring teams expect them to perform like they have it. This is where hiring teams get it wrong. When interviews withhold structure, candidates are left guessing at what matters most. Instead of assessing, does this person have the skills to take us where we need to go? Hiring teams often default to, did they solve this the way I would have? Hiring should be about impact, not just mirroring past performance. If you're in an interview, push for clarity. Ask about the expectations up front. Frame answers around how you'll take them forward, not just replicate their past. And the best way to pressure test this, if you're in an interview process and they ask you to do a take-home test or a coding test specifically, just ask them one question. Has your internal team performed this test a number of times such that they have a reasonable expectation of what can be done in the allotted amount of time you're giving me to do it? 99% of the time, hiring teams are asking you to do coding tests that they've never asked anybody else to do before they deploy it into the market. If I had $1 for every time a hiring team told me the coding test was going to take an hour and it took 3 days, I wouldn't be making this content right now. I hope you have fun with it all. Get in there, but I want you to know it's not unfair to expect proactive and clear, transparent prep before an interview. For all you recruiters out there, it's not about giving them the answers to the test or about shortcuts. I know that engineering and leaders who have made a career of being efficient and effective may jump to that conclusion, but the point is you need to set them up for success the same way you would do it if they worked for you. I can't imagine you would ask them on a day they walked in to just give you a project complete and do it perfectly. I would imagine you give them the task, you give them some structure, there's a reasonable time frame, maybe even a check-in point if you don't want to be a micromanager. So let's apply that same level of care, leadership, and rigor to the interview process. And for all you job seekers out there, again, feel empowered. Don't waste your time on frivolous, non-structured processes.